Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news. I want candy.
Hawaiian roller coaster queue.
Orbit's gone.
Hey there, hi there.
Dorito MG. Thank you.
You do it now.
Hey there, hi there, hello there, Disney pals, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris show. I'm Lucy, this is Hugh, this is Chris. Together we are 37 Disney Street, and we're going to talk about Disneyland Paris again.
Chris looks harangued.
Do you know what? We do it every week, right here, 8:30 on a Sunday. But whoa. We may have taken some of you by surprise because I still feel it's 7:30.
Yeah, so do I.
My day has been stolen of an hour.
Yeah, I think possibly I would have remembered the camera, which we don't have, our nice new camera that we debuted last week. I would have remembered that, and maybe all three of our microphones would be working today if I'd had that extra hour. But as it is, I think we're going to have to just speak up, guys.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think
Projection, darling.
From the diaphragm,
I think
people.
we're audible. I had a quick
Yeah.
listen. Just turn us up if you know.
I've cranked it up a little bit.
If you need to.
Hopefully it'll be all right. I'm sorry. I just, you know me. It's not
No
a Sunday if there's no
apology.
disclaimer from the technical guy.
But you know what's good though is you're wearing Wagga Wagga socks, and so that makes up for everything.
I'm going to tell you about my socks.
Tell us about
so these
your socks.
socks. Hugh and Lucy got me these socks.
The
They've got
Fozzie Bear
on them. Hugh and Lucy got me these for my birthday this year, but I wore them on stage on the opening night of the Winslow Boy because I completely forgot what socks I was wearing.
Oh, what?
So I was in a nice smart suit and these orange socks.
Oh man!
And they were visible.
I can top that. When I used to do dance competitions, we used to put slipper socks, socks with grips on, over our point shoes to warm up in, so our point shoes stayed nice and clean. And I didn't take my slipper socks off, and I went on wearing a tutu and a tiara and pink slipper socks.
I can top that. I was in Company by Stephen Sondheim, and I went on to sing the Someone Is Waiting song. I think it's that one. And it finishes with Robert going, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, repeatedly. And I had my flies down, and my shirt was hanging out of my flies.
Always ready, ladies.
He wasn't
always ready.
I'm going to do a plug.
Who?
My book is out in the... Well...
Oh, this is so exciting.
It says in the... It says in the shops, but I haven't been able to find one in the shops. It's definitely available...
on Amazon.
Online or Waterstones to order online. But it's called Betty and the Yeti, Friends at First Fart.
Can I have a look?
And it's a collection of Beano strips from over the years and some new stuff and a map.
We haven't managed to get to any big shops, though, have we? So you've only looked in...
Yeah, only like little branches. But it's out there, and it's the first of 3 at least.
Awesome. I was going to do a Short Circuit 2 skit then.
I think the butler did it.
But I gave up on it.
He did.
Yeah, I saw a video about Short Circuit 2 this week and how problematic it is as a film, which was fun.
Yeah, Fisher Stevens has apologised.
He was just cast. Yeah. It's not his fault.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway.
It is probably... There's so many, problematic films that I really enjoy, and then I feel really, guilty in my car about liking them.
Just watch them secretly.
One of our dinosaurs is missing. Is one that I loved as a kid, but it is so inappropriate.
I couldn't watch that at one point. I said, I'm not watching this.
It's ludicrous.
You can't do that.
But if you take away all the racism in it, all of the and there is a lot, let's be honest, it's a beautiful plot about soup and the bones of a dragon, of a dinosaur. I mean,
and nannies.
And nannies, yeah. It is nice when they're travelling down the streets with a dinosaur on the trailer. I quite enjoyed that.
That's a lot of fun.
But yeah, not so much the racism.
No.
I can take or leave that.
No, mind you, I'm fairly sure that I was involved in a production of Aladdin several years ago that was highly racist in a similar way that I definitely would not be involved in these days. How we've grown as a society.
Indeed.
Mostly.
Mostly.
I could tell you a story, but I don't think it's for this programme.
Okay. Maybe that's for the extra magic time. Okay, we've got some things to talk about, but first we need to know who's here with us today, who's joining our little family feast.
Who are they?
Oh my, why? Why?
First in the chat today was Joey, who says, "Hey lovelies, happy Mother's Day, Lucy, and all the mums watching. Thank you."
Thank you.
My question today is, who do you think is the best mum in a Disney or Pixar film? Now, Lucy guessed this was going to be your question, Joey, before we even looked. She said, I think I know what the question's going to be.
It just makes sense.
I think my answer would be Elastigirl, because like an actual mum, she has to stretch in many different directions. I always found that a little corny as a metaphor.
It's
for,
like the octopus mum.
It was like, I bet that when they pitched that, they were loving it. They were going, "Oh yeah, mums, they do stretch in different directions. This is great." And I'm like, I mean, it's true, but I was a bit like, this a little corny. But that's my answer, Elastigirl, and she's got a nice bum.
Oh.
Is that a good reason?
Well, it can come in any size, really, can Elastigirl's bum, can't it? So it fits your pleasure. I like...
Start the show
Your
again.
daughter's in the room.
Start the show again. Bonnie's just crying in the corner.
She's rocking backwards and forwards, sucking her thumb.
I like Riley's mum and dad in Inside Out. I think they're a really good family unit. Oh. And I just like them. They're doing the best. And I think they're doing a really good job at what they're doing. Or they're trying the best. And I like that. I also like, because let's face it, I think grandmas are also mothers in two ways. They're the mothers of the mothers, but also they end up being mothers of the kids as well, don't they? And I very much like a few grandmas. I like Grandma out of Moana is good. Grandmother Willow's nice.
Mm-hmm.
The grandma out of Mulan is grade A grandma right there.
Grade A grandma.
Grade A grandma. So I'm giving a shout out for the grandmas, and I'm also giving a big shout out to the grandmas who also sub in as mums.
Nice.
I know a few of those.
So I have three. Well, two. Two and an outside one. No, two and a really sarky one that's just like typically me. So my first one is Duchess. Because look how well educated those three kittens are.
Yeah.
She's got to be doing something right. So got a lot of time for Duchess. My second is the mother in Turning Red. Because I think she's dealing with a lot of difficult situations there. And she's trying to do it in the right way. And I there's something really nice about stories where you see the parallels of the mother and what it's like for her with her mother and how that's then projected on her kids as well.
Generational trauma, I believe that's called.
Thank you for putting it into words. And then
We've all got it.
The third one I wanted just a quick shout out for Medusa, who does a fantastic job of looking after that little girl in Rescuers. Because I think it's worth a bit of a mention. There you go. That's me.
Very good. Well,
yeah. If ever any of you are feeling a bit down about Mother's Day in general, just go and look up a Philip Larkin poem. You'll find the one. It's not appropriate for me to quote right now.
Joey says mine has to be Carla from Tarzan.
Oh.
Yeah.
John says, "Hey guys, happy Mother's Day to Lucy and all the mums." Thank you, John. Emily says, "Evening all and happy Mother's Day this time. Change has thrown out routine, but hoping to tune in. Love tonight. Tune in, love tonight.
Live tonight, yeah.
Live tonight.
Okay.
That meant to be. That really confused me.
I love it whenever people are saying
Thank you, though.
Mother's Day to Lucy and all the mums. It makes me feel like I'm queen of the mums, which
Queen of the mums.
it's not a job I'd turn down, actually, if someone offered me it.
Bonnie's in the
I'm
chat.
sorry to everybody who's listening and watching. I just elbowed the microphone.
You're a disaster, Chris. Carry on.
Bonnie's in the chat waving a pink hand, and we've got Andrew who says, in answer to Joey's question, there's a really sweet Pixar short called Out on Disney Plus. The mum in that is heartbreakingly wonderful. I don't know. Out?
No.
Oh, I also want to shout out to the mum out of is it Bow, the Bow Bun? What's the Bow Bun?
Oh, yeah.
Is it just called
Bow,
Bow?
yeah.
Bow.
That's really sad.
Andrew says her son is afraid to be himself, but in the end she accepts her son for who he is. And maybe I have seen that, actually. Jen says, hey, Disney pals. Hey, Jen. Tiffany's here. First time watching live. How exciting. That's
Welcome, Tiffany.
Tiffany said that. I wasn't being sarcastic.
No.
How exciting. The only thing that might be more exciting is that we are on our 7-day countdown to DLP.
Oh, that's exciting.
Bonnie, have you got a favourite Disney mum?
I've been trying to think of it.
Keep thinking. Holidays with the Spence family. Hi all. I think Mrs. Incredible has to be the best mum. She's not only holds down a family, but has to be a superhero in her own right. Plus, I wish I looked that good in a tight suit.
Yeah,
It's got to be Perdita, hasn't it?
don't we all? Oh, Perdita's. I mean, she's,
I'm going with animals, me.
she's prolific, Perdita, isn't she?
She
You know?
doesn't just have her own kids. She adopts
She,
100,
well, like 80
90
odd. Yeah.
loads of them.
Hi to Ruthie and Ed and voiceover guy. Mother knows best. Happy Mother's Day. 8 days to go to the mother of Disney parks. That's the original. I take it.
We have a listener who's
original.
been there this week as well. Lisa
Yeah.
has been in DLP this week.
Oh, DLP.
Yeah, sorry, yes, and been in DLP
Yeah.
this week.
Guy's going to California.
Cal, yeah, sorry, yes.
Andrew says, well done, Hugh. Oh, thanks very much. It's about my book. We're Andrew P. Hi, Andrew P. And Julia is here. Mum in Turning Red says Andrew P. Ruben says, hey, everyone. Have a great show. Thanks, Ruben. And we got Gina, who says, whole pub goer from last week is back. Excited for the show tonight. Amazing news about your book, Hugh. Congrats. Thank you very much. And Joey says, OMG. Just remembered the mum in the Disney shop. Bow, she's ace.
Yeah. I just want to add one more. I don't know why I'm gravitating to the mums who aren't mums, who aren't the biological mums, but I think they need a big up on a day like this. And that's Aunt May out of Spider-Man.
Which one?
Auntie May. Well, I mean,
It's like 4 of them.
Marissa Tomei, of
Marissa
course.
Tomei is who I was thinking of. Yeah. She's yeah.
It's sad when she dies, isn't it? Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Oh,
If you haven't watched that film yet, you're probably not going to watch
You
it.
don't say stuff like that and then say spoilers afterwards. You have to give muting time to people.
that's become a thing now where people go, so and so dies. Spoiler alert. And it's like, that's not how that works.
It's
You
like
can't say it after.
It's like
It's
the
all
air
right.
raid siren going off after London's been flattened.
But
you
on
know
this
what I mean?
occasion, it's all right because I was joking. That isn't what happens at all.
No.
No, I haven't seen it, so I don't know if you're lying or not.
It's red.
Right, that's it. Should we do up a spotted news? Because I had to assemble some news this week, and I've probably done a terrible job. First bit of news is, let's go with I Want Candy.
I want candy.
This
Yes.
concerns the new gourmet experience at Boardwalk Candy Palace.
Oh, yeah. Gourmet.
Yeah, it's opening on 11th of April.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to I got this from Disneyland Paris News. So, as like a press release, I'm assuming I can just read it out. But I'm not going to. I'm going to, and there's a lot of it as well. Basically, they've refurbed it to offer a new gourmet experience hosted
Gourmet.
by M&M's.
Well, when you think gourmet, you think M&M's, don't you?
Do you know?
Always.
They're going to have those tubes in there that are just full of M&M's.
They're one colour.
And when I see those, it just looks expensive. I just think that's an expensive way of getting some M&M's.
Do you remember there used to be a Jelly Belly factory place in the centre of Leeds? In one of the department stores.
Maybe.
No.
And that was like that. It was all
Right.
different flavours in the tubes you go.
It looks
was really
nice
expensive.
though.
It does look nice. They do them in Florida a lot. It's got an elegant new window display depicting a boardwalk on a large 3-layered illustration, creating an illusion of depth.
Ooh.
The interior of the shop is going to be redone. It's going to look like an Atlantic City promenade. And
With M&M's.
the shop floor is inspired by the seaside, which sounds... I like the sound of the theme into this
Is it
place.
sandy?
Well, it's going to have like waves and shells and things and hot air balloons on the ceiling.
With M&M's on them.
And then listen to this. Notably, in front of a colourful frescoes depicting the sky made up of almost 35,000 M&M lentils.
Ooh.
Lentils.
Is that what you call a single M&M?
I don't know if that's a translation quirk or if that's what we're calling them. Have you seen like on some sweets it says they're called like Draggies.
Yes, draggies. Yeah.
Draggies? I noticed that about 3 years ago, and now I see it everywhere. Draggy, it's
That's
just
like
like
a boiled sweet, isn't it? Like
What?
a little boiled sweet.
or just like a chewy thing in a pack.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Something like that, yeah. So we're talking M&M's, new theming, murals, and it says, finally, particular care has been taken to renovate the original paintwork, mouldings, columns, and other decorative features, enhancing the space while preserving the original charm of the shop, which opened in 92. So, do we... the candy shop. Do we ever go in the candy shop?
Honestly, in Disneyland Paris, we tend to walk through it. I mean, we do go in it because you can get from Main Street Motors, which I like to go in because it's got spirit jerseys and such, all the way to the front of the park, just walking through shops. But that is one of the smallest shops there. And it's just, up to this point, it's just had bagged popcorn and bagged sweets in.
Now it's got M&M's.
It does,
30,000 of them or something.
it
35,000.
does sound good.
35,000 M&Ms.
It sounds like it's going to look nice.
It also doesn't sound like they are reducing theming. It looks like they are enhancing theming, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being an Imagineer who was asked to redesign the Boardwalk Candy Palace, and you're like, really? I can redesign this and I can do all this stuff with it. What's the catch? You have to put 35,000 M&Ms in it. Like it just feels like it's one of those jobs, isn't it, that people have been given, and then there's a massive directive in it that they have to achieve within
Yeah.
it because of an IP.
Yeah.
Well, not an IP, a brand.
Yeah, I
Well-
must say, I think Disney parks in general, they're better at blending in their sponsors organically than I mean, if this was in Alton Towers, it would just be the M&M shop. Do you know what I mean? They do tend to hide it, but
But it is going to be just the M&M shop, isn't it? If they've
like-
got all the tubes of M&Ms, individual colours in it, it is going to be an M&M
but
shop.
even
That's what it is.
sometimes Starbucks, people don't even notice that Starbucks is Starbucks when it's in the park and stuff.
Well, M&M's, the orange ones are flavoured. Are all the others the same?
No, Smarties orange ones are flavoured.
I thought
M&Ms
M&Ms
are all the same.
No, I think M&M's are the same because I remember Frasier eating some with a lady outside his radio booth, and them both delighting over the fact that they both realise that the orange ones are different.
Well,
or
I would say they're not.
okay.
I eat quite a lot of them. I would say they're not. Smarties used to have all kinds of different flavours in them. But no, I don't think M&Ms have orange flavoured ones.
Maybe they were just delighting in the fact that they all are a bit different, not in there's an orange one in particular. Anyway, yeah. That's that.
Gina says, have you seen Sam for God's video this week of the new Disney Style and Disney Glamour shop tours? If so, what are your thoughts on the new stores? Gave me downtown Disney vibes. I have not seen it because I have been working 12-hour days all week. That's my excuse for not doing anything.
I've been watching F-telling videos, so I've not watched it.
Oh,
Chris is going to F-telling.
Dan and Becky, my brother, they are in the Netherlands right now, and they're going for 2 days next week.
Is Dan and Becky your brother?
Yes.
Dan and Becky, my
that
brother.
is his name, Dan and Becky.
Dan and
Becky.
Dan and Becky.
Danon Becky
Dan and Becky, yeah.
Fletcher.
He's a yogurt.
Bunny.
Rupert.
Sit next to you.
Right, Chris
Oh.
had a bit of news, and then we'll have a drink, about the Orbitron.
Yeah, Orbitron has been...
Orbigone.
Orbitron.
Orbitgone.
Oh, they haven't got rid of the weenie like they did last time.
No,
as yet.
it's
They've just boarded it up.
It's all but gone.
It's out of Orbitron. It's out of action for an undisclosed period of time.
Yeah.
So that's going to be nice when you go into Adventureland, Discoveryland.
Yeah, that's a shame, because
It's such an important part of that place. And,
it is. It's
and if it's boarded up, it's also going to be masking other things.
Oh, dear. There's always something, isn't there?
So is it just circular boarding?
Yeah.
Or have they taken the thing
Not
down
yet.
as well?
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe they will. But
What, the
not
spinning
yet.
things?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
took them down last year, though, didn't they? For a bit.
Oh, the cars?
No, the balls.
The actual balls.
The planetarium.
Hmm.
Is that what it is? I'm going to call it a planetarium. I mean, it's not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The orbiting thing.
Yeah.
The thing which they orbit
The Tron.
on. Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll keep you updated on that as we hear about it.
Or not.
Oh no!
We'd have to.
We can't promise anything. Should we have a drink?
I hit the button back, didn't I?
All together.
Your tiki 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 cup in your tiki 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 cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, I'll drink it up from your tiki 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 cup.
I saw this marshmallow drink in Aldi and I was like, let's have a bit of that on the show. So that's what we're going to have in our tiki cups today. Lucy, even though she's having a Dr. Pepper cherry.
I didn't like the look of. Not for me. So I'm having
Oh, it smells great.
Dr. Pepper. No, what am I having?
Dr.
I'm going to start again. Dr. Pepper Cherry Crush. Boom. I just really like the can.
Bonnie, do you want to try some of this marshmallow
To be
drink?
fair, even though it's zero sugar and no caffeine, it's almost certainly going to have stuff in it that sends me a little bit giddy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's that chemically kind of stuff that Lucy is like a hyperactive child, slightly sensitive to.
That's kind of nice. It's got that slightly musty marshmallowy taste.
If I put it there and I'm careful, is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine.
Have a bit.
Probably. We'll see.
See what you think.
Probably.
It smells weird.
What are you drinking in your tiki cups?
I brought something to eat as well, Hugh.
Oh, do you know what? That ties in nicely because we have a bit of news about, well, I called it Dorito OMG, which sounds exciting, but it's something I think they've tried to make sound exciting, but it's kind of not.
Dull.
But Chris brought in, coincidentally, some Doritos Dynamiter.
So what I think this
Is that what that says? Dynamiter?
Dynamite.
Extra flaming hot Doritos.
So what I think this is Walkers want a bit of that tacky business.
Oh, they're not Doritos.
So what they've done is, because we've had some of these.
They're like rolled Doritos.
We've had some of the extra flaming hot stuff before, haven't we?
Oh yeah. Oh, these are good.
And so yeah, I think it's just this is their tacky equivalent.
Yeah. Takis.
But they're nice. Whereas tackies are like furry because there's that much flavouring on them.
Yeah.
These are just nice.
Yeah. These are delicious. Anyway, the news about Doritos was, do you know the Overland Trail Cafe we've mentioned recently?
Oh yeah.
It's basically just a little stand, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Just down from,
It's opposite Big Thunder Mountain.
It is, yeah.
yeah, and then down from,
Lucky Nugget.
well,
The toilets.
Cowboy Cookout?
the other, the
We're not getting
Silver
anywhere
Spur.
with this, Huey.
not in Canto.
Oh, Casa de Coco.
Yeah,
That could have gone on a while.
just down from there. Right. But, so it's already started. They've started serving a brand new takeaway experience, right? It's a selection of crunchy snacks in partnership with Doritos.
Ooh.
Bum, bum, bum.
Now, Doritos doesn't immediately scream Frontierland,
I
but then
they have gone quite Mexican
they-
recently.
corn chips, I suppose it could be.
I
Is this
think-
where the loaded Doritos are going to be? Is that right? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm there now. Yeah, they announced that.
I mean,
huge,
Doritos
don't
are nachos, and nachos are Mexican snacks, are they not? Or
Yeah.
Is this where I find out that nachos were never actually Mexican and they were just kind
They're
of...
British.
Are they? Well, it's like... Is it a tikka masala that's actually a British dish and was never like eaten in India
Yeah,
or something?
possibly.
Or is it a boona? There's a famous curry that was invented
Well,
in England
I think most curries in England aren't what you get
and
elsewhere.
authentic.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to lick my fingers, so I won't be having any more until later.
Put that to bed.
But there's a whole story surrounding the Doritos' arrival at this Overland Trail cafe, right? So they've created a character. What's the name of this character? Right. It's a stagecoach mail carrier with a fiery nature and a curious mind, right? And listen, yeah, check this out. On one of her trips along the frontier, she met a gold prospector who shared his meal with her. A simple but delicious snack of crispy, triangular corn chips. Delighted by this culinary find, she stocked up on the crisps, but on the road, those corn chips got mixed up with the goods that she was carrying. Initially disappointed, you see where this is going, she quickly realised that the combination of flavours was in fact tasty and began selling her innovative creations to the inhabitants of Thunder Mesa. The Doritos loaded recipes were born.
This is the level of detail we've come to expect in Thunder Mesa.
It's kind of
Thing is,
funny.
I would like stuff like that if it was like original snacks that Disney had invented. But they've just written an origin story for Doritos. I don't think you can backpedal on stuff like that, can you? Is that allowed?
It's not an origin story for Doritos. It's an origin story for loaded Doritos.
Okay.
So in that sense, it's
putting
alright.
stuff on Doritos.
I just can't imagine Doritos existed any time before about 1994.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, you see these guys on TikTok now where you go to a stall and you buy a bag of crisps and they load them. They literally open up the bag and they just chuck loads of cheese and chilies and all sorts of whatever you want into it, and then you take that bag away with you. Do you think they're going to do that, or do you think this woman that discovered how good this was didn't actually buy bags of Doritos but actually probably made the chips herself?
I mean, you're really delving into the law there. You know what I mean?
What we all want to know is how did it influence the deaths in Phantom Manor? That's what we all actually want to know.
Exactly.
I think-
It's all got to tie up, you see. The Lucky Nuggets, like when she says the golden triangular snacks. Is this anything to do with the Lucky Nugget? It's the synergy, you see.
They were
Sorry.
They were created in 1964, according to Wikipedia, or a version of them was.
By a woman.
I'd never heard of them until the 90s over here. I remember my first bag of Doritos. I got a big bag of cheesy Doritos, and I didn't like them because I didn't know what that corn chip taste was. And I thought, ugh. And a couple of years later, I finally had another bag, and I love them now.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't like them. I was about 14. Anyway, right, listen to this.
I'm listening.
They kind of wrap it up by saying, while this new character is based on real-life people such as Mary Fields, Annie Oakley, and Calamity Jane, the Imagineers were also inspired by the many 19th century dime novels featuring strong female heroines. On the wooden billboard outside the Overland Trail Cafe, guests will find a map illustrating the stagecoach driver's travels. They've gone into so much detail just for these Doritos. A dime novel cover dedicated to her adventures, as well as mentions on to the transportation company Thunder Mesa Express. Inside the Overland Trail Cafe, it will also be possible to see photos of the owner with the inhabitants of Thunder Mesa, and especially Old Klondike, the famous gold prospector who first introduced her to Doritos.
Well, they've tried, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what's interesting?
It's
though?
good theming for Doritos, yeah.
Do you reckon they'll have a similar story of how Phileas Fogg bumped into a guy who got chocolate lentils and he made a picture of it?
Or someone travelling up a mountain and finding a cow, then it was laughing at something.
Yeah.
And when they tasted the cheese made from the laughing cow, it was the tastiest cheese in all the land.
I just like to think that they're in the Imagineering building, and they're just like, oh, we need a backstory for this Dorito thing. There's that really eager intern who's been wanting a job. Just tell them they've got to write 1,000-word backstory for Dorito, and it's somebody's like finest moment. Do you know what I mean?
It's crazy, isn't it? Because you don't want to belittle that, but at the same time, it feels like putting all that effort and thought and everything into something to promote a bag of crisps.
Yeah.
But it's just.
It might lose its.
But it's just
the
Doritos.
agreement in a year's
But
time.
that's the Disney difference, you see. And I did not jest about that, because honestly, if someone threw me a job like that, I'm a burgeoning writer. Burgeoning?
That'll do.
Yeah. I'm a bludgeoning writer right now. I'm a burgeoning writer right now. If someone said, I've got a gig for you, can you write 1,000 words on this? I'd be, I am going to change your world with these 1,000 words. And I feel like that, whoever wrote that, do you know what I mean? They really put their heart and soul into it.
I love it. I just think it's funny because it's just Doritos.
That's the bottom line.
It's like, what's the most mundane food brand you can think of that you might have to write something about?
Oh, do you know
Craft
what?
singles.
We should Bonnie writes stories constantly. This is like Bonnie's thing. She's such a good writer, and she loves it, and she never stops. I feel like we should give a hypothetical branding issue to Bonnie and say, Bonnie,
every week.
Yeah, Bonnie, you have to write a backstory for this product to find its way into a Disney park. Go.
Can you do one for Findus Crispy Pancakes? Right, I'll tell you what, right, because I was worried that, when it came down to it, it's just going to be that stall in the middle of Fantasyland, and it's just rows and rows of Lay's crisps. And you're like, oh, what theming in Fantasyland? Walker's crisps. And I thought, is this just going to be bags of crisps? It's not. It's loaded, we know, don't we? It's loaded.
In little triangle cartons. It looks good.
Yeah, so it's €10. There's a vegan one called Doritos Loaded Vegan Deputy. There's Doritos Loaded Short Fuse. The vegan one is plain Doritos, vegan chili.
Okay.
A plant-based grated red onion, pickles. I can't quite read this. And sweet corn. The loaded short fuse is plain Doritos.
Yeah.
Cheddar flavour sauce, tomatoes, onions, coriander, and guacamole.
Hang on, what's plain Doritos?
And
Does that mean cool? Because there isn't a plain Dorito.
no, I just think it's just corn chips.
Where's Doritos?
Just
It's a
like
brand.
yeah, it's not the cheesy. Yeah, there's no plain. It's cheesy. I imagine.
Cool Original is plain Doritos.
It must be.
I think of cheesy as the
Tangy cheese.
the original.
It's Cool Original, because that's what it's called, isn't it?
Yeah. Or you can have the Doritos Loaded Smoking Beef Bounty. That's plain Doritos. Cheddar beef. What's that? Cheddar? I can't. Oh, piccolo beef sauce, crispy onions, tomatoes. That looks like colons, but I think it says onions. Coriander and ground pepper, smoked chipotle.
I want to hear the backstory that gets a colon on my
You can also get churros from
Doritos.
this stand. Bonnie likes a churro, don't you? They used to do the turkey leg,
Churros.
but no longer.
I thought that the Last Chance Cafe was doing the turkey leg.
I don't know, but you can't get it from here anymore.
Oh.
I thought it was the Last Chance Cafe.
I was hearing that it was. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know.
I'm gonna break away super quickly because Julia has just said slightly off topic. It is, but I'm going to answer it. Can anyone tell me at Davy Crockett Ranch? Can you drive to your cabin and keep your car there, or do you have to leave it in the car park like at Centre Parks? You can put it right outside your cabin. There you go.
Yeah, drive it up to the door.
You can't leave
Or
it there while
somebody
you go
else's
to the
if we've got-
parks though,
There's
because
nobody parked there.
No,
you've no way of
make
getting
some
to the
friends.
parks. There's no shuttle bus or anything.
Yeah.
So you have to drive to park, unless I suppose if you get an Uber or share a lift with a friend. But the answer is yes, there is a parking space right outside your cabin. We may move on now.
Anything else? I'm a crispy M&M's person myself.
Peanut
John,
butter, but you don't get them in this
I
country.
hear you, John.
Peanut butter M&Ms are great. I just like original. Plain lentils.
I'm not an M&M person. I'm a Smartie person. M&Ms are...
This is the thing. I used to be a Smartie person. I work for Nestle. I used to be a Smartie person. Sorry, I work for Nespresso, Hugh, just because I know we had a bit of confusion the week.
You broke him with that.
For about a
You
year,
realise.
I thought you'd left Nestle. I didn't realise it was that. Nespresso was part of Nestle.
I got cross when they got rid of the circular tubes and made the angular tubes instead.
Fair point.
I appreciate the engineering that goes into it. It's not very easy to get Smarties out of those boxes.
I'll show you some
That
engineering.
annoys me. And
It's also, they were useful for arts and crafts.
yeah,
You know.
and now they don't have any artificial flavourings in them, and the colours aren't as vibrant as they used to be.
Hey, you've got to win some and lose some with stuff like that, Chris.
Is that where that was?
Yes.
Look at this, right? I got this 2000s year 2000 camera, a Comedia 3030
What has this show become?
3.3 megapixels, right? But you haven't seen nothing yet, Chris.
Well, we distract
What I've
ourselves
realised
with
is
hot sauce.
if you get a little tub of toxic waste sour sweets,
I like toxic waste.
take the lid off, and the gooey ring is detachable. And I first discovered this with a blue one, and then I found this today, and I thought, no, red would work better because this has red writing on it. It fits over the lens, not lens, just that, over the lens. And I've added like a little gooey, like red trimming to my camera.
This is the second of a series, by the way, because he's also discovered that if you get a Nutella tube, it works very well for a different camera, doesn't it?
The packets of Nutella. The tube Nutella biscuits has a red lid, and it is the perfect size because the lens on my Lumix TZ55, also known as a ZS35 in other regions. The lens was broken, so I found... It is still happening. I found that if you go to get a tube
Got
of...
very close to the microphone as well.
You get a tube of Nutella biscuits, it fits perfectly. The day I discovered that was a
can I
happy
ask you
day, because I was in B&M with the camera, and I looked at this tube, and I thought, I bet that would go on there. And not only that, it clips on.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Were you telling this to a woman at the checkout in B&M today?
No.
Because I saw you talking and showing her the toxic waste.
Oh!
And I was like, he's
That
telling
was-
her about that blooming camera.
That was Jenny from work. And
Oh, okay, it wasn't a random woman.
No. It's Jenny from work, and I'm glad because we had an argument at work a couple of years ago. We had a dispute, so it's good to see that we're still okay. And I held this up, and I started to tell her, but then my card hadn't gone through, so I had to put it in.
I thought, no, I'm going to save this for the Disneyland Paris Show tonight.
I'll tell literally dozens of people about it.
Me and Bonnie were looking at Lego and we walked towards it and his little eyes were alive and he was talking to a woman at the checkout and showing her the toxic waste. I thought he's telling her about that blooming camera. Right.
Anyway,
Yes. Should we bring it back? Bring it back.
was there one more bit of news? I think there was, wasn't there? That
Stitch.
was Stitch, Chris. Something you discovered, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Stitch is now so popular that you have to book him on an app. That's pretty much it.
Oh, it's
he's
not
gone the way of the.
Bertie, is it?
No, it's not Line Bertie. It's the same app that you book for Avengers Campus Hero Quest or whatever you call it.
Okay.
Which I guess it was inevitable. He's ridiculously popular, but it does mean two things. Firstly, potentially more meet and greets are going to end up being done that way. I can think of Mickey in Phantom Manor, for example, or Jack Skellington being prime examples of that. But also, it means gone are the days where you can just go, oh, I want to go and do that. And that for me is what the beauty of DLP is.
Yeah.
To be able to walk past something and go, oh, I'm going to get in the queue for that. Oh, that's pretty quiet at the moment. I'm going to jump on and do that. Because you can't. If you haven't booked it, you can't do it.
See, I think optimistically, I think for this reason, I don't think a lot of meet and greets will go this way because meet and greets are the one kind of like, for many people, unplanned thing. Your average visitor, who is probably not in the chat on a Sunday night DLP show, but your average visitor doesn't look at meet and greet times in the app. They don't know it's a thing. They know about all the rides and the restaurants, but they don't know about the meet and greets. So it is like, you go down a side street and you see that gorgeous Chippendale one and you hop onto it. The minute that you do this kind of pre-planning thing, you're only looking at the Uber fans who've done the homework. And I know why they're doing it with Stitch, because the movie's coming out. It's already massively popular. Hopefully it'll be relatively short term. They've never done it with Princess Pavilion, which I'm amazed at.
Yeah,
They've
that
always
does
made
seem
you
odd, doesn't it?
queue.
But I guess they do it with, well, kind of with the Frozen stuff, don't they? Like they've always been a bit guarded of Anna and Elsa when they've had them about, and what's his face, a snowman, you know, him.
Olaf.
Yeah, that's the guy. Whatever his name is.
We did one with Olaf. We went in to see the Zoetrope.
Oh, you had to go and do you had to do the things to go see him or something, didn't you?
No, we went in to see the Zoetrope, and he was in the Art of Animation with no queue, and nobody knows there. And the
beautiful.
staff were just like, go and meet him,
Yeah,
meet him.
and it was awkward because this was the time it was so quiet that you could just hear his
He was
feet.
having a cigarette.
No, you could just hear his feet clomping around and just
What do you want?
And it's weird when he's sort of dancing and all you can hear is just like.
Yeah. And when I say there's no one there was literally... Was it when we were there for COVID? Why was there nobody there?
Yeah, I think it was a bit. Yeah, I think it was COVID.
There was literally nobody in the building. And so when we walked through the door, everyone was like, oh, good, there's someone coming to meet Olaf. And we hadn't. We'd come and see the Zoetrope. And so then we had to have a rather awkward little photo op.
No, thanks, mate.
Yeah, we're not really here for you. Although I always love meeting characters. We've... I know this is the Disneyland Paris Show, but we've just booked our dining for Disney World and we're doing 4 character meals in 5 days, which Hugh, but that's because we've got dining plan. So free it is.
Yeah.
Hugh's not happy, are you?
About what?
About having 4 character meals in 5 days.
They're not for me, right? It's not all about me, you know, and I need to be a team player, but I find the whole process of like the food's so good and it's breakfast and I just want to eat and you're having to put your knife and fork down constantly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want to eat and just keep going and don't stop. And because I'm not in the pictures, I'm normally taking the photographs. And I will do it, and I don't mind, Bonnie and Lucy, you can keep asking me, but I'd rather just go to a non-character meal and just eat.
Just eat. Yeah.
It's very...
I get that.
You know, and we after you've done a few, you get it.
I'll be honest, I really enjoy character meals. And they come around once and you meet them for the first time and you say all the cheeky things you've been meaning to say and you do your little improv moment and it's great. And then sometimes you're in there so long that they come round again and I'm like, oh, it's all right, we've done you. You know, we don't necessarily want another picture and stuff. And at that point, it is starting to interrupt your food flow a bit. Yeah. So I agree with that. Although sometimes those have been like the best interactions, the second ones, because you're not waiting for the pictures and the film and stuff. You're genuinely just interacting by that point.
We had a Pluto at Garden Grill in Florida who really was all business. It was like, yeah, I'll sign that and then I am off.
Yeah.
I am out of here.
And you loved it.
I think Pluto was a bit warm.
We had one in Chef Mickey's as well, who was I think we were the end of the rotation because we were the last table he did before he went through the little magic door, and he was ready, wasn't he? He was done.
Mickey went and got a we did a little American Gothic.
No, I think it was
picture.
Pluto again. Weirdly enough, or was it? No. I don't know. Anyway,
that was what. Yeah, okay. So what's in the chat? Ruth is drinking a gin and tonic. Not pink, just standard.
Oh, I had gin and tonic early on Friday night, and it was right good.
Oof.
I'm not a gin drinker, I have to say, but I'm jealous of those who are, because people who are gin drinkers are very into it, and there's lots of exciting flavours they can try.
I might have a drink tomorrow night.
Ooh.
Because it's my birthday.
Oh.
So I might just have a drink.
Yeah.
Where was this backstory for the laughing cow? Yeah. Oh, is that before I said about my backstory? Is John just thinking the same thing as me? Julie says, sorry, slightly off topic. We've done that one.
Yeah.
And Andrew says, you can get lightly salted Doritos.
Lightly salted.
I've never seen those.
Oh, they're in a yellow pack, aren't they? I've seen them. I have seen them. I take it back.
Bonnie loves a corn chip, don't you? Tortilla chip. She just loves them. The plainer, the better.
I agree. I like dry crackers.
Hey, Dunn family. We've not seen Dunn family for a while. Hello, hope all okay. How's everyone been?
Dry Jacobs.
Yeah, just a dry cream cracker. They're amazing.
Listen, guys, I'm saying well to the Dunn family.
Dunn family! How you been, man?
Sorry, Dunn family.
We've been very busy, haven't we? Chris has been flying all over the place, doing different shows. Lucy's been directing plays and writing other plays, and I've got a book out, and Bonnie's been...
You got a book out?
Got a book out, don't know if I mentioned, and Bonnie's been published in a book where she wrote a poem, and Bonnie's also doing shows. We're very busy. I don't even know why we're here, to be honest.
Can I tell you what's really frustrating?
Because we love it. That's why.
Just talking about things that we're doing. Can I tell you what's very frustrating about the microphone situation today?
Yeah.
I've been playing around loads trying to sort the EQ out and everything so we can get a better quality of audio for our listeners. And then one of the microphones doesn't work today, so I've ended up with 2 microphones. And I'm really annoyed because I spent ages trying to sort it out. So long that I forgot to bring the flipping camera with me. And I'm just not feeling it today though, as a result of this.
It's all right, Chris. Well, I'm feeling it. I'm glad you're here. I am. I think you're doing a lovely job.
A lovely job.
Anyway.
Big up Chris,
it's all
somebody.
right.
Somebody big up Chris. Compliments for Chris, please.
I've realised that since we changed our seating arrangements and everything and started using this room, that I sit rightly lent into the corner over here and usually turn slightly outwards, so it looks like I don't want anything to do with it.
He's trying to get away. We've got Crafting Costume Ken, got home from yesterday from a week at DLP. Got home yesterday from a week at DLP. A week at DLP.
Trip report, please.
Yes, please. We're low on trip reports. I don't think we have any. That's how low we are.
Guy says, come with us, Hugh. No character dining booked for this next one. Are you doing the garden one at Epcot? Yes, we are, because we did that once on our first trip there, didn't we? It was our first trip. And we're going again.
We've got a dining plan. And we're
For 1 week.
We're going with a family who've got a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old. So we wouldn't be doing this if we were paying out of pocket for ourselves anymore. We'd usually do one character dining. But no, they want to meet everybody, and we want to get our money's worth out of our dining plan. So yeah, that's happening.
Joey says it scares me that it will be. This is about the what's that place called? The candy shop thing.
Boardwalk, Candyland, Supreme
Yeah,
Palace.
it scares me that it will be like M&M World in London, so overpriced and smelly.
I didn't know it was smelly.
Smelly.
I don't think I've been in there, and I've spent lots of time on Leicester Square. Actually, that makes me sound slightly ropey, doesn't it? I have walked through Leicester Square many a time, but we always just go straight in the Lego store opposite, don't we, Bonds?
Yeah. Better give a second glance.
We're not M&Mers, I don't think.
Crafting Costume Ken says, forgive me, where do I send trip reports?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Oh, yeah.
You can send a trip report, if you have one, to mailbox@37disneystreet.co.uk.
What's that address again there, Chris?
That's mailbox@37disneystreet.co.uk.
.uk,
yeah.
Dot
Or you
UK.
can send a self-addressed envelope.
Wow,
Don't do that.
stamped address envelopes to Blue Peter at...
Love the Garden Grill, but Ohana's not as good as the Hype, says Dunn Family. We were a bit like that, weren't we? The what's that pudding that we had? Is it the bread pudding?
Yeah.
She sort of said it like it was a rhetorical question. She was like, "Do you want the bread pudding?" But she had like a smug look, as if to go, "Of course you do, because it's amazing.
Ohana's
Like
famous
you're gonna
bread
love it."
pudding.
And we were like, "It's all right. It's absolutely good."
Eat.
Bread and eggs and raisins.
Yeah.
Ho-ho.
We got an email this week that isn't a trip report, but I feel like I should read it out.
Yeah.
It says, random one. Hi guys. I pass this sign every day and often while listening to you in the car. I should really do a deep dive into the history. The photo is missing little ponies that are normally in the field and they're grazing up the road today. And the sign says this: burial place of Walt Disney's ancestors.
What?
Where is that? What? I don't even know what country that is.
It's from
Who is-
County Carlow in Ireland. She says, excited for our trip to DLP at the end of May. Keep sharing all the tips. Love the pod. And that's from Blaheen. She's written down how to say it.
Blaheen.
Because this is one for you to write down, Hugh. It's
Blaheen.
Blaheen.
I'll write it next to my
For
other
the
ones.
non-Irish.
My other ones.
Well, the MD on the project I'm currently working on is Irish. She's from County Mayo. She's come over for the project and she's the absolute best, as I'm going to say. But because I'm just talking to her all day and we're working together, I've just found myself kind of slipping into little Irish turns of phrases like, I was talking to your man about that. It's like, those kind of things. And I've started picking them up, so I'm becoming fluent in Irish. Not the language.
No.
Just the idioms and so on.
Do you know, I was listening to a podcast this week called 37 Disney Street Classics. I picked a random episode because I just thought I want to listen to something and I wonder what our podcast sounded like. And I picked the Ralph Rex the Internet, as I call it. We are brutal. We are absolutely brutal about that film.
Are we?
But in it, you do quite a good impression of Ralph.
Do I?
And you surprise yourself when you do it as well. Oh, this is the first time I've done that.
Yeah. I think I just went for it and it came out okay, but I can't. It will have just been fresh in my mind, so I won't be able to do it now.
No, I'm sure. I wasn't going to ask you to. I'm not on the spot. But
But if you want a Robin Williams, oh.
I thought you were going to say I did a really good impression of somebody, and then I thought that didn't happen.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, if you want a decent companion podcast for your Disney classics, it's a good show. I'm actually quite surprised how good it is, and how knowledgeable we seem to be, particularly when I know that I dialed it in for some of those episodes. I'm just quite surprised.
I also
how good it is.
Apologised for this in the past, but if anyone's going to listen to them, I feel the need to apologise for my behaviour on the Sleeping Beauty episode because I don't know what happened. I absolutely laid into it, and I really like Sleeping Beauty.
You didn't like it visually though.
That's
fine.
Yeah, I think it's because you two were absolutely creaming your coconuts over it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not that good.
That can happen sometimes.
Yeah, you kind of push back, don't you? If one person's saying one thing, you have to
Yeah.
say the opposite. And then I gave it a really low mark in like a sulky paddy.
That really happened in Haunted Mansion, the Eddie Murphy film. Lucy, like, kind of...
You got angry.
Yeah, you did.
I'm still angry about it though. Like, it's so fundamental. I'm not getting over it.
You got angry about the holiday special as well. Basically, any time that Hugh and I were in agreement about something,
Yeah.
you got really angry
I
about
think
it.
it's
I have to be the voice of reason.
it's when a couple of boys get giddy about something. She gets a bit.
I'm like, get a grip.
Yeah, you get a bit cross about it.
Yeah, there's definitely times where we stopped recording and you said, well, you were like, well, you two have been a bit on one tonight.
Dunn family's asking him what book it was. In case anyone wants to know again, it's Beano presents Betty and the Yeti, Friends at First Fart. Friends at First Fart. If you just look for... I always search for Betty, Yeti, Rain. For my surname, Rain.
Rain. You got another one coming as well, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a second one in July, and then there's one in, like, autumn, I think.
So it's a trilogy,
Yeah, at least.
at least.
John likes the one
Saga.
where, John likes the one where Hugh calls Cinderella an idiot.
She is!
Is that Cinderella?
She is. She's an airhead. I probably said that. She's just going around. She don't know what's going on. Things are just happening to her. She's an airhead.
Do you know for that Cinderella episode, I did a 2-hour podcast with our friend Lacey.
Yeah.
Where we talked about the entire film, and then I didn't use any of it when we came to record our bit, and then I deleted it. I've never ever had it.
But you had a nice chat.
We did have a really nice chat. I'm a little bit gutted that it happened, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not what this show's about.
It's funny, the classics, because there are times when we have arguments. There are times when I feel like these two are getting at me, or they're kind of going, no, Hugh, and then I go quiet for a bit, and I start just seething behind the microphone. There's really silly bits. And like, it's just a completely mixed bag, isn't it? I think we've all kind of like learnt to like just relax a bit, haven't
We're
we?
a bit more used to talking to each other on subject now. They did get a little bit crunchier, didn't they, sometimes, those episodes?
Yeah,
they did,
if one of us was getting talked over,
Yeah.
like a particular amount, like in 1 week, we'd get annoyed.
Yeah.
And it happened to all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
at one
it
point or
did.
another.
Yeah, definitely.
But we all responded to it in different ways. I'll just say that.
We're definitely a lot better at that.
Some of
stuff
us
than
handled
others.
it better than others. It's happening again.
The episode I listened to this week, though, I introduced my favourite bits jingle for the first time, which is like "Love is an Open Door." These
Yeah.
are my favourite bits. Anyway, and it's really, really long. And at the end of it, you went, "Have we got any time left?" Because it's just a really long jingle, but it made me think about. We started off without any interludes or anything, and it just gradually built up all these different little bits to the point where I was like making one every week, just
Yeah.
little interludes and things, and I haven't done it for years now, for ages.
Oh,
Yes, we've got all the ones like we've
That
got
we
the main
need, yeah,
ones like
exactly.
the birthday ones. But I used to love it when you'd come up with a new jingle. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Oh,
been a
what have we
while.
got?"
Well, the last one that I did was obviously when I did the Tiki Cup song with Santa, and that was pretty scary.
Gina
yeah.
says, "Love the classic show. I've been binging it recently. Agree, you guys are so knowledgeable about Disney. Aw, don't hate me, but Oliver and Co was one of my favourites and made me cry like a baby."
Oh.
The episode, our episode of it.
Yeah, because we slagged it off. The Dunn family has stumbled upon my 5-star Amazon review. I'm not going to lie to you, that's by a guy called Luke. But it's actually my sister under her husband's account who's called Luke. So my Amazon 5-star review is from my sister.
Nepotism and lies.
It's from my sister, but she likes it, so she wasn't lying. But I can't sit here and go, yeah, I got 5 stars, across the board. It's my sister.
Joey wants to know if it'll be in library so she can put it on a display.
It
I
will
guess
be.
it depends if the library gets it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it will be at some point.
I
Yeah,
don't know how libraries work. Do they have to buy them in, or did publishing companies donate?
it's going to be it's definitely going to be in Sainsbury's and Smiths and Waterstones, and it's on Amazon now, although we don't dare speak the name, and places like that.
Yeah, that's good.
I want to go to. Are you going tomorrow to Waterstones in Leeds?
Yeah, I'll have a look for it. I forgot actually about that. I'll have a look.
I think I want to go on my lunch hour. Can I meet you on my lunch hour?
Oh yeah, let's have lunch.
Let's do lunch.
Do you know? Did we say this on the show? That my work just like 2 weeks ago announced, right, if your birthday falls on a working day, you can have it off. And we were like, brilliant! My birthday's in like 2 weeks. Thank you very much.
So he's got tomorrow off.
And
Nice.
I've normally got some Beano stuff to draw. I've got nothing to do this week because of the way the scripts have worked out. And so I've got a legitimate actual day off tomorrow, full day off.
Are you going camera hunting?
Well, yes. I've got to go to British Heart Foundation.
Yeah.
You know,
And how far are you going to walk?
I might do that and then walk home.
Okay.
But I need to be back in time to pick up Bonnie. But I can be back in 4 hours from Leeds easily.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I go on massive long walks.
We found a lovely pub by the river last week that I want to take you to, but I don't think we've got time because I only get 45 minutes lunch.
Ooh, what pub on the river?
Oh, yeah.
Salt on Coles Landing.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. In Leeds, it was lovely.
Oh, very nice.
Anyway.
Very nice.
Oh, right. You've got 5 minutes and we're going to talk about something Disneyland Paris related. So I'm going to ask a question, and my question is peeling through my head right now.
Here's a question or a comment. We're gutted, says Kaza. The Pixar show is going to be off when we go this year. We are taking the kids' grandparents with us and was looking forward to them seeing it.
Ah.
That is a shame, but have they seen Mickey and the Magician? Because I think that's just a tad better.
Is that still on?
And also, Mickey and the Magician's on. They're also starting back with Alice.
Alice, I was just going to say that was the other thing that I had for my news and I forgot to put it down. Alice in Wonderland's back. The batch. That crazy.
It's
Alice in
got
Wonderland.
the
Nearly
title
swore then.
that's like the Queen's Revenge of Hearts through Alice through the Looking Glass up the chimney and down the thing.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, so even though I agree with the sadness, and I'm not like her, I'm like, oh, if you love that show, that's a shame. I think there are equally good offerings.
Comparable
offerings on at the moment.
Guys just sent a picture. I don't understand what's going on here. Guy says, I saw this sign the other day just outside Wakefield. Right, I'll show you.
No, you didn't.
I'll show you it. It says, UK Disney World this way.
I think, guys.
And a brown sign. Now,
you're getting quite creative on Photoshop.
I will say that the whites don't match the geographical whites in the picture.
Are you saying it's been photoshopped?
Is that the word you know
Yeah. The light points.
the global white colour.
Kazza says, we thought Pixar show was best, but we didn't have time to see the Magician one. I personally, and this is only an opinion, I think the Mickey and the Magician is a little bit better. But that's only an opinion, isn't it? And everyone has tastes, so we can't say it definitively. Not better, it just appealed to me more, I think. I really liked it.
Is this AI? It's AI.
I hear that
I can tell by the weird.
I hear Studio One is set to open. Is it the
world premiere.
World
Due to
premiere.
open by the end of the month, isn't it? By the end of April.
Mm.
Yeah, and there's loads of stuff starting to be shifted and things are sweeping the floors and everything on Adventure Way, is it called?
The letters have gone off the
On the way to Adventure Bay.
Studio One building, is it?
Do you know what's
Or
surprising
somewhere.
though? Is they said that the park name change would go into effect when Adventure Bay was open, did it say? But it led me to understand that everything would open at the same time. So I'm wondering if the park will change its name when world premiere opens.
I would think it'll have to do.
Because
Frozen Land doesn't need to be open for them to make that change. It isn't necessary.
No.
That's the way I look at it. What they do need to do, however, before they open, is change the name of Adventure Bay to something that isn't Paw Patrol related. I'm saying it again. It is still a problem.
Keep saying it, Chris.
At some point, Nickelodeon will want to take legal action against them, and then it's going to be which of these two big companies, obviously Disney, is going to win that legal battle. And then all of a
Sing it,
sudden, your
girlfriend.
Paw Patrol is not going to be in Adventure Bay anymore. They're going to be somewhere else.
What's it called? Disney Adventure World.
Disney World of Adventure.
World of Adventure.
Oh,
Because I always say I have to go Chessington World of Adventure, Disney's World of Adventure.
is Disney Adventure World what I called it when we were trying to think what they might call it? I got it very close.
None of it's like sticking with me yet. Maybe it will.
World of
soon.
Adventure.
It's World of Adventure. You said Disney Adventure World. There's a short somewhere
Yeah.
where you pretty much get it nail on the head.
Oh, look at that, guys! Just
Has he super chatted us?
give us a super chat.
Guy.
Money towards Chris's tech fund.
Guys already supporting my.
It was your sad face, Chris.
In all honesty, Guy, I was just thinking because you put a comment up before about the two Macs will be fine placed correctly. I don't know if I've placed them correctly or not. We're peaking in the right sort of places, and that's all good. But
in all the right places.
if we can sort out this mic stuff, the problems that I've been having, then it's going to be great. But at some point, I really ought to have a proper chat with you and like get this set up somewhere so that you can have a look and tell me what I'm doing
Well,
wrong.
I'm going to Guy's house on Wednesday. Did you know?
Good for you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I hate to play favourites to people in the chat, but yeah, Guy's helping me out with a thing on Wednesday night.
We've only got a minute left. I think it's only fair that we play the Happy Birthday song for me.
Yay!
Hugh, can I be absolutely honest? I haven't brought you a birthday present because
You're not a good friend.
because I completely forgot it was this week.
Do you know,
Sometimes it's always in my head that it's
it
like
didn't
the
even
7th or 8th.
It didn't even occur to me. You brought some Doritos, Chris. That's all I really want.
I did. And it's all you get.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
I particularly like the bit where I go.
Is it dying? Are the plants dying?
Oh, is the set collapsing again?
Again.
We are creating the first ever.
Oh, what have I done? I don't mean to do that. I don't mean to do it.
Stop it. Will it stop? Oh, good.
Stop, sorry.
He's
I double tapped.
He played a trailer for...
It's just been a calamity of technical failures today.
we watched Mufasa yesterday. We'll talk about it on our Extra Magic Time show.
Yeah, we're talking about Mufasa on our Extra Magic Time show, and we're talking about
The new the new MCU announcement.
Oh, yeah.
on the Extra Magic Time show, and a few other bits and bats. So if you want to join us over there, that's for Patreon pals only, I'm afraid, but you can become a Patreon pal and help us with the tech the way that VoiceOver Guy has done for £3 English pounds.
Twat.
Grand British pounds.
I thought you were saying
per
something
month.
else then. Excuse me.
Per month. Other than that, if you're not going to do that, I'm going to say thank you very much, guys. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye.
Yeah, if you're not going to do that, we're off.
Bye, everybody.
It's been a pleasure. Should be